In this video, we're going to be talking about lab safety. This is 1.5 lab safety, number 5 section of Unit 1, scientific inquiry. So we're going to be talking about some different topics. The first one is the most important, following directions. Hopefully you too can follow directions. Following directions is the number one way to prevent any lab safety issue in the classroom. Every lab, I will stand up in front of the room and I will talk about the lab. I will show you and demo the lab, and I will give you instructions, and then I'll even give you a packet that has not as good instructions on it. And so for those of you who will choose to take those instructions, that will be what you're left with. But even the packet instructions are better than just making up your own thing. And so please make sure that you follow the directions in each lab. There's no side experiments. You don't get to make up your own thing. So if you have questions, please ask as always. Let's talk about fire. Fire needs 3 things: oxygen, heat, and fuel. If you can eliminate one of them, you can eliminate the fire. We're not going to have fire in our lab this year, so if you see one, something's wrong. And so there's gas at each table, but the gas has been turned off, and you don't have access to that. There's only one active gas thing in the classroom, and we're not going to use it, and so there's no need to have that. There's a fire extinguisher by the door, and there's a fire blanket, of course, in the room for throwing things or throwing a blanket on the fire. I guess never seen one used, but I guess it's to remove the oxygen. The fuel, obviously, we just shut the gas off. There's a button in the back of the room that shuts all the gas and electricity off in the room if there's ever an emergency, and so that's fire. Let's talk about safety goggles. We won't use any unless you feel like you want them. There's no labs that will do that require you to protect your eyes. We're not dealing in a lot of glassware, and we're not dealing in chemicals that could splash up in your eyes, other than, say, things that you can buy over the counter, like rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide. And so nothing that's so dangerous that you would need to use safety goggles in my classroom. So moving on. We will use glassware, though. Glassware is a big issue in my classroom because I have lots of students, and it's inevitable. Somebody's going to drop some glass on the floor, and that glass is going to break. And so if that happens to you, just let me know. We'll get it cleaned up. I have a box to put broken glassware in. On the side of the box, it says broken glassware, and so that's where you put it. We will deal with that quickly. Again, don't try to hide it. Don't try to sweep it in the corner or put it in the sink or anything dumb like that. Just let me know, and we will deal with it. Before we get to horseplay, a couple other things. There's a couple labs that we'll do that I guess are not, gross is not the right word, but like we'll use some pureed chicken liver and a few other things like that. And it's, you probably don't want to drag your clothes or your hair through it. And so if you have long hair or like loose clothing, I'll probably say something on those days. Hey, we're having a lab tomorrow, and it might have some things that you don't want to drag your hair through. And so I will make that known for you. But there's no safety issues as far as our labs are concerned. A big thing in the lab for me is horseplay. No horseplay. It's an automatic 0. I will give you and your lab group a 0, and then let you guys sort out the issues there. But if you are in a group that you believe is going to be doing some horseplay, then you should probably find the new group, because 0 tolerance. We're not playing around. We're in the lab to learn, and we're not there to goof off. And if you can't control yourself, then we'll think of other things to do. But if you are in horseplay, I'm going to give you 0, 100%. So let's talk a little bit about the orientation of my classroom. So pretty plainly laid out here. So the front part of my classroom is not actually in this picture. That's where the lectures are. The lecture is and where everybody's seats are. But this is the back of the room, and you can see how the seats are laid, or the lab stations are laid out. We have 8 lab stations. One of the lab stations is a little shorter for those students who need particular access. And in the back of the room, you can see the black square rectangle is the fume hood, and we will not use the fume hood. We'll do a couple things in there. It's got a light, and so sometimes I'll grow plants in there. It's like my own little greenhouse. But Honors will not use the lab or the fume hood for anything in particular. And then the orange represents the shower station, the eye wash station. Again, no use in our class, so there's no need for you to turn it on just to see what it will do. It's a shower. It's an eye wash station. If you need a video of that, you can look them up and watch them, but you're not going to be demonstrating those things in my classroom. You can see in the upper right-hand corner there, that is where the fire extinguisher is located. The blue square there is the trash can. There's actually another trash can up by my desk, and that's where you dispose of things unless you're given instructions otherwise. And then the red box on the right-hand side, about middle of the way down, is the fire blanket. And again, I guess the purpose of the fire blanket is to put things out that are on fire. Never had to use it, so it just kind of sits there in that box. And so on lab days, just a couple of things to talk about procedurally. I'll have everything that we're going to do for the lab in the back of the classroom, and I'll have some stuff up front to demo. I will have you guys sit down, take attendance, and then I will demo the lab in the front. I'll explain the procedure that you're to do, and so it's a good idea to take notes at that point, just to make sure that you understand what you're supposed to do or ask questions. And then I'll turn you in or turn you loose to do your lab. You can go gather the materials as you need them, and some labs require you to get all your materials up front. Others, it's good to just kind of get them as you need them, and then you'll do the lab, turn it in when you finish. And so pretty straightforward day. And again, labs are used in our classroom to kind of facilitate something that we've already learned. A lot of times, it's a concept that we've already learned in class, and the lab will show you kind of the outworkings of that. It's a way to learn, and it's just, frankly, a way for us to rest from lectures. And so hopefully we can have fun in the lab this year.